All right. Hey, we're live.
I feel like
Welcome to BSB TV today, and we're going to talk today about how to promote your business. I don't want to talk completely about how to promote your business on BSB. I want to talk about helping you promote your business on social media because so many people get it wrong, and that's why I've brought Joanna Preda along to help me out with this. She's from the Whimsical Wordsmith, and her whole life is helping people get their message across. Hi, Joanna. How are you going?
living the dream, Kev. How are you?
I'm well. Now, look, I'm gonna confess to everyone that you're not 100%, and you've got something, some allergy at the moment that is making you want to scratch everything. So, if she loses a train of thought, please forgive her. So, Joanna, I want to find out what are your top 5 tips for if people are going to promote, whether it's on BSB, whether it's on other social media. What are your top 5 tips?
Yeah. All right. So obviously, as a copywriter, this is something that I work with a lot, writing ads, marketing campaigns, and things like that for people. So the first thing that I'm going to say, and this is something that I see most businesses not putting enough effort into, is taking time to use your words to build trust and connection with the audience. And I liken it to if you were to walk into a shop, say you went into the Good Guys, you were in the market for a new dishwasher. If you walked in and the salesperson didn't say hello, they didn't greet you, they didn't anything, they just walked up to you and said, "Here's our dishwashers, which one do you want to buy?" You would be a little bit like, "Whoa, what's wrong with this person?" Everything that we do online with our words needs to be translated into kind of a real life experience. And so, yeah.
And I love that real life and bring it into here. And it's really important. So, yeah, so take time to build trust and like engagement. We hear this word, create engagement, and it's something that's so easy to think about and see when other people are doing it, but so hard for us.
Yeah. And I mean, one of my other points coming up, we're going to go into a little bit more about how to create engagement. But I think it's important to understand that we we should be posting things and sharing information that is not just about our business, where the whole purpose is to simply show the reader that we are likable, that we are trustworthy, that we understand them. And there's this magic thing that happens when we can articulate how somebody's feeling, then they credit us with having the solution to their problem. And so that's why it's important in everything that you're writing, whether it's social media, it's your website, whatever, you're taking time to show that there is a human being behind this business, as if you had a shop front or somebody walked into your office or something like that. How would you interact with them?
Absolutely. And that really is a great segue onto your second point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to talk briefly about not blatantly advertising your business. So, because I'm on the leadership panel for Brisbane Small Business. I'm an moderator in the group, which means I see all of the posts that get submitted for approval. And I can tell you that probably 95% of the ones that come through, and I mean this with all the love in the world, are ones saying things like, "Hey, we mow lawns. If you need anyone to mow your lawn, give us a call." And the reality is that most business owners are trying to advertise this way, and it simply doesn't work.
So it's probably shocked you that there were that many posts coming in, I'm guessing.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I was just surprised to see how
So we
engaged
do
the
lots.
group.
We do lots of stuff behind the scene, but we'll get
Yeah,
past that. But it's not just about the posts about, hey, come buy my stuff. It's also
yeah,
when somebody's asking for stuff, a great temptation that so many people have is going, I can do that, call me, and put their phone number down there, or reach out or send me a DM. But it really it leads to the first point that you made, that until you've created a connection and a reason to trust you, there's no reason to reach out.
yeah. I mean, I everybody is very wary of parting with their money, and for good reason, obviously. And so when we think that all somebody wants from us is our money, we put our walls up, and it creates a barrier, and will actually do the opposite of what you want it to. It will make somebody have a sour taste in their mouth about you and your business, because the only interaction you've ever had with them has been saying, hey, here's my business, you should use it, give me your money. And that's not what that doesn't build loyal customers or, good brand awareness.
I believe it was Steve Covey that said, hey, when it comes to relationship, fast is short and short is long, right? So basically, if you're taking the time to build a relationship, that relationship will grow much faster than if you're just trying to be short, sharp, and sweet, right? Because
that's right.
We got that. Point 3 was
okay.
very important.
Know and understand your demographic. Okay, and this feeds into a whole lot of aspects of copywriting, things like establishing your brand tone and things like that. But even if you are not your demographic, and what I mean is, if you are a 50-year-old male who is selling baby items, you are maybe not your demographic. So it's extra important that you understand them, you know what their lives look like, what are their struggles, what are their triumphs, what are they interested in, and make sure that everything that you're communicating from your brand really speaks to them on a human level. And I mean, it does come back to my first point, but if you know them and you can use that to be able to convince them to trust you, then you will create loyal customers. You will get excellent referrals, because they'll go, oh my goodness, I love this brand, I love the owner, I love what they talk about, and that type of thing. But if your reader feels as if you don't understand them at all, then they're gone, and chances are you won't get them back.
It absolutely reminds me of this app developer that I knew, that very super smart guy, and he would have been male in his 40s or 50s. He was developing really high-end apps that did some really cool stuff, but largely used by teenage girls. And so he would, quite often, where he would come along to networking meetings, and he would have a Dolly magazine in his bag, which we all thought was very funny.
No judgment.
So we're sitting on public transport, and here's a 50-year-old man reading Dolly magazine. But it was also, he could understand his audience much better.
Yep.
The 4th point: once you start to understand your audience,
you need to understand their motivation. What motivates them to act, to buy, and this comes into kind of the key to selling that a lot of businesses will know, and that is that selling is problem solving. It is being able to highlight the problem that the person has, or pain point as it's often called, and then being able to provide the solution via the features and benefits of your products or services. So that kind of comes down to that understanding their motivation, understand what their problems are, and how do your products and services solve them. If you're, and again, this feeds back into understanding your demographic and understanding what their lives look like. I have had to write copy for demographics that I'm not familiar with. The product description I put in the group the other day that I wrote about the hand cream for the tradies, and if you haven't read it, you should go and find it. It's probably my best work. I am clearly not a tradie.
oh, come
nor
on.
Am I married.
I bet there's a heart of a tradie beating inside of you there.
And so my husband's not a tradie, but he's very sort of, good with his hands and knows how to fix things and things like that. So when I was writing this copy, I really had to get into the headspace of a tradie and do my research. And as I'm writing it, and I'm trying to think of phrases and stuff that would be kind of tradie relevant. My husband was sitting beside me, and I kept saying to him, what do you call this? What do you call this? Or I'm trying to describe, what's that tool thingy that you have that does this? Because I have no idea. But if I can do that, and that's going to help me to understand them and their pain points, and therefore be able to solve them.
Absolutely. Now, so point 1, take time to build trust. Point 2, don't just advertise. Don't just go straight for the kill. Point 3, understand your audience and who you're trying to sell to. A really key point in there is everyone is not your target market. If everyone's your target market, everyone thinks you're talking to the other everyone, right? So the tighter you can get that, the better. Point 4, understand why and their motivation. Now, each one of these topics could be an entire webinar all of its own, but we'll get to those things a whole nother day.
Yeah.
So what's the 5th point?
The 5th point is consistency. So particularly when we're talking about social media, as I'm sure you are all aware, algorithms are a huge pain in the backside. And there's a few different things that come into being consistent. The first is that if somebody lands on your page, it doesn't matter how they got there, they need to be able to see that you are still operating, that you are current. If the last thing that you shared was from 2 years ago, chances are they're not going to contact you. They're going to think that you're not operating anymore. Second of all, with algorithms, and by no means am I a social media expert, nor do I ever want to be, but with algorithms and things like that, you have to post consistently to be able to reach different people. And, there is value in going through your insights and having a look and seeing, what times and things seem to work the best with your audience. But any of these platforms where you have the opportunity to push your business, whether it's social media, whether it's a social media group, whether it's paid advertising, whatever it is, you have to be consistent.
Absolutely. Which brings me along to BSB and why we're structured the way we are, which was the whole point of the thing. How can you get more out of BSB? Follow those rules. Now, we've structured BSB in such a way that can help you promote your business if you work with us. Okay? A lot of people come on and they complain that they can't just promote their business and we're not doing anything for small business. We'd argue that the 3,000 or 4,000 people that come in on every day on a daily basis, that they're getting value out of it. So why we've structured our business in different themes in different days is to help people as they're moving through the week to have different processes. Point 2, some people do just want to promote their business and have a little ad. So we went, okay, we'll create a really inexpensive product that is going to have, for $2 a week, you can share to our community. And throughout the year, you will catch them if you're doing that consistently. So that's our business basic package. And we've reserved Saturday to keep the week clean for cool content and content that educates around what you do, which was some of the building trust process and building credibility that we were talking about earlier. And so for people who want to do that, there is our platinum membership, and it's only $10 a week. And with that, you will be able to share in cool content, 2 or 3 times a week, and then do the ads on the weekend, so that you've got that regularity, you've got that consistency, you've taken time to understand your audience, to give them information they're needing, and you will be front of mind when people are going out looking. So this is the reason why we've created BSB as we have, so that we can have the engagement, so that we can help people build trust within the community and reduce the risk of when they're buying that they're taking a huge risk. Because I talk to small business owners all the time who have been burnt by absolutely every profession under the sun, and whether they're business coaches or IT people or social media people or this, that, and next thing, right? BSB, I want to be a melting pot of people who are sharing really cool content, and that way being the bridge between small business owners. So, think of BSB as the bridge of small business, is what I'd really encourage you to be doing.
I think it's important to understand that behind BSB, it's not just you, Kevin. There is this entire leadership team, and it's been carefully put together that everybody in the leadership team is in a different sort of industry while we're all linked. And we are good at what we do. And so that's why when we say this is the way that the group needs to function and things like that, we're doing it because these are the things that we know work for you as the business owner, to be able to structure the group this way and to not allow things like ads during the week and things like that, because we know it simply doesn't work. So if you can give us a little bit of trust, we genuinely are here to be able to coach you and walk you through, the best ways to be able to network and get more clients.
And there is so much more happening. So if you want to find out more about BSB, look, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can always do that. I'm pretty easy to find. If you want to find out how you can utilize that more, I can send you a link. We can book a time and have a chat. More than happy to do that. So please keep enjoying BSB. And Joanna, thank you very much for all your help and support today.
You're welcome.
It's great to speak to people who know so much more about everything, well, their area of expertise than me, which is kind of everyone all the time. It feels like it anyway. I'm just good at standing up here and having a bit of a chat. But with that, we'll wrap up, and we will catch you all. Tomorrow's show is all about can I automate that, which is going to be pretty exciting with James Calishaw. So I'll see everyone then. Bye now.
Perfect. Bye.